preliminaries out of the way here. The Critical Area Commission is holding this meeting virtually. The meeting is being held using Microsoft Teams and will be streamed live to the public. The public will be able to view the meeting from the Commission's website. Minutes of the meeting will be provided on our website. All microphones will be muted. We ask that you hold all questions and comments to the end of each presentation. Please announce yourself by name when speaking so that the attendees and on the phone can identify you. If you are joining the meeting by phone, press *6 to unmute yourself. The public was invited to submit written comments on the agenda item up to 24 hours prior to the meeting. Those comments, if received, will be read by the executive director at the appropriate time. Kate, have you ascertained that there's a quorum?
Yes, I'll just read out those commission members in attendance, and if I miss anyone at the end, please let me know. So we have Commissioner Ferguson, Commissioner Grant, Commissioner Greer, Commissioner Hewitt, Commissioner Jacobs, Commissioner Laird, Commissioner Lewis, Commissioner Mahoney, Commissioner Malkus, Commissioner Mangum, Commissioner Merritt, Commissioner Parker, Commissioner Cornwell, Commissioner Hertz, Commissioner McCall, Commissioner McDowell, Commissioner Mulkey, Commissioner Robertson. And I think that is everyone. Did I miss anyone?
Very good. We have a quorum.
All right.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of October 5th, 2022. Have a commissioner to step up to the plate for that.
I move to approve the minutes from the October meeting.
Is that Sandy?
Yes.
And seconded by Gary.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes of October the 5th, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none. Any abstentions? Seeing none, the minutes are approved. Want to welcome everybody and say Happy New Year to everybody. It's good to see you, although it's virtually. Sorry about the cookies, but hopefully you'll get back in person soon. We wanted to make sure this agenda was done before the change of administrations, so that's why it's a short agenda, and the new administration can start clean, so to speak. So with that, I'll recognize.
Oh, there it is. I can hear them.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll recognize Charlotte Sharon for a presentation for the project subcommittee.
Thank you, Chairman Deegan. Okay. Let's hope this works.
Charlotte, you got to change the picture of that dog.
She has been adopted for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's dead.
She was sunbathing. Can everyone see my presentation?
The black screen again, Charlotte.
Oh my gosh. Like the screen of death.
Now we can. You're good.
Working now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. That's good.
Great. Thank you. As Chairman Deegan said, my name is Charlotte Sharon, and I will be presenting the State Highway Administration Elkton Pedestrian Bridge Project. Before I begin, I just want to note a typo on page 2 of my staff report under Permit Agency Reviews, the Maryland Department of Environment subheading. The original joint permit application was submitted on June 18th, 2020, not June 18th, 2022. So this project is located in Cecil County in the town of Elkton along Maryland 7, where it crosses Big Elk Creek. I can show you here. This is the roadway crossing over the creek, and the pedestrian bridge is going to be installed on this downstream side. So this is looking from the other direction. It'll be on this side. And this is the entrance into the trails of Meadow Park, which we'll talk about later. And the town of Elkton is back here. So the project will install new sidewalks, construct a 10-foot wide prefabricated pedestrian bridge over Big Elk Creek, resurface existing driveway entrances, and upgrade road signage. Improvements will also include removal of existing pavement along the west side of Maryland 7 to narrow the roadway and create a grassed area between the roadway and the new sidewalk. The sidewalk improvements will provide safe ADA accessible connectivity from the historic district along Main Street of the town of Elkton to the paved trail at Meadow Park located east of Big Elk Creek Bridge crossing. So again, historic district of the town of Elkton is this way. Here's the pedestrian bridge, and Meadow Park is over here. So the total buffer impacts from this project come to about 2,700 square feet. After applying the appropriate ratios, the total buffer mitigation required is about 4,700 square feet. And SHA will be paying a fee in lieu to the town of Elkton at a rate of $1.50 per square foot for a total payment of just over $7,000. SHA is currently coordinating with the town of Elkton to spend this fee in lieu money on tree planting along Big Elk Creek in Meadow Park. The 10% phosphorus reduction requirement will also be met through a fee in lieu paid to the town, which will be used for additional riparian plantings. So MDE's non-tidal wetland license has been issued. And again, if you're following along in the staff report, there is a typo on page 2 under permit agency reviews, Maryland Department of Environment. The original joint permit application was submitted on June 18th, 2020, not June 18th, 2022. The stormwater management and sediment erosion control plans have received concept approval from MDE. DNR Wildlife and Heritage Service has reviewed the project site and provided guidance on the stream closure period for use 1 stream. Maryland Historic Trust has determined there will be no adverse impact on historic resources from the project, and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service determined there would be no impact on the 2 rare, threatened, or endangered species that were found within the site review area. So because the design life of this project is 25 years, we looked at the predictions out to 2050. The bridge will be overtopped by everything above the 10-year storm event because the existing roadway profile is lower in elevation than the surrounding floodplain, creating flooding vulnerability. However, the pedestrian bridge will be designed so that the roadway bridge structure will take the brunt of any high velocity flow events. The pedestrian bridge abutments will also be armored with riprap, and the pedestrian bridge structure will be anchored to the roadway bridge structure. This is just a visual representation of what those storm events look like in the year 2050. The CoSmart construction design criteria was not required because the project is majority funded by federal funds. So public notice was met with a notice published in the Cecil Whig on September 7th and a sign posted on site concurrently on September 14th. No comments were received. If there aren't any questions, I will turn it over to Chair Hertz.
Sounds good. I have one question before I make the motion, and this one is for, I believe, Emily. In making the motion, do I need to reference the staff report as revised?
Yes, that would be great, unless you are going to read each of the conditions, in which case you can just read the new language into them.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right. On behalf of the project subcommittee, I move that the commission approve sorry, please leave that slide up, okay, Charlotte?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yep.
On behalf of the project subcommittee, I move that the commission approve the Maryland Department of Transportation's State Highway Administration project to reconstruct an existing sidewalk and curb ramps along the south side of Maryland 7D, also known as Delaware Avenue. The sidewalk improvements were requested by the town of Elkton to provide ADA accessible connectivity from the historic district along Maryland 281 or Main Street to the paved trail at Meadow Park, located east of the Big Elk Creek Bridge crossing on the south side of Maryland 7D. The pedestrian bridge will provide safe access for pedestrians and bicyclists across Big Elk Creek, as the existing Maryland 7D bridge is only wide enough for vehicular traffic. This motion is offered in accordance with the staff report and presentation and the following conditions. Prior to the start of construction or within 60 days of commission approval, whichever comes first, MDOT SHA shall submit a copy of all final plans, permits, and approvals, including stormwater management plans, MDE stormwater and erosion and sediment control approval, and NPDS approval to commission staff. Number 2, prior to the start of construction or within 60 days of commission approval, whichever comes first, MDOT SHA shall provide to commission staff a planting plan showing the location of the proposed mitigation plantings by the town of Elkton to meet the required buffer mitigation and the 10% stormwater management mitigation.
That's it?
I think so.
Need a second then. Commissioner Ferguson, did you want to second that?
Yes, I'll second the
Okay,
motion.
very good. It's been moved and seconded. Well, any discussion? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Have any abstentions? Seeing none, the motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much, Cindy. And with that,
Thanks, Charlotte.
yeah, and Charlotte, that was easy. Like we got through that project subcommittee really quick today. We'll move on to programs, and the chair will recognize Sue Greer, chairman of the program subcommittee. Well, first, I guess we have Jennifer do the presentation for refinement ran around the county on a growth allocation.
Good afternoon. Once I present, please let me know verbally if you can see or cannot see.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the picture of the kids.
Oh, I do not want to do an update on my driver right now. Not right now. Okay, let me get this up. Technical difficulties, always fun. Okay, can you guys see my presentation?
Yes.
Mhm. Very good.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Deegan. Today I'll be presenting a text amendment from Anne Arundel County. This is pursuant to Natural Resources Article 8-1809P. And the text amendment was approved by the county under Bill 7122. And that bill amends sections of the county's critical area, the county zoning code relating to the growth allocation process. Before I get into the details of the bill, I just want to provide a bit of a growth allocation refresher. There are 5 standards that have to be met when a growth allocation is proposed, and several factors that will need to be considered by the commission before the growth allocation is approved. The standards consist of required adjacency, meaning that new IDA and LDA must be located adjacent to existing LDA or IDA. And there are a handful of factors that need to be considered, such as new IDA must be served by public sewer and water, and that new IDA greater than 20 acres must be located in a priority funding area. Additionally, COMAR under 27010203B requires new IDA to be at least 20 acres in size. However, under Natural Resources and Article and within COMAR, There are flexibility provided to the local jurisdiction to propose alternative standards to the adjacency standards previously mentioned, and within COMAR to provide alternative standards to the size requirement for new IDAs. All alternative standards must be reviewed and approved by the Commission, and any requests for new IDAs must be a part of a growth allocation also approved by the Commission. The Bill 7122 amends 3 sections of the county code pertaining to the growth allocation process. First, the bill amends section 18-13-401 of the county code by providing alternative standards to allow for new IDAs to be located in an area less than 20 acres in size. Those standards include that the proposal allows for the redevelopment of existing commercial use in compliance with current stormwater management requirements. It allows for land use consistent with the county's general development plan and supports the established character of the community, provides for suitable infill development, and provides for preservation of existing community assets. These are 3 standards that will need to be met in order for growth allocation to be considered that is less than 20 acres in size for new IDA. And these alternative standards are similar to standards that other jurisdictions have previously proposed and have been reviewed and approved by the Commission. The second change to the growth allocation process amends section 18-13-402 under the growth allocation eligibility. Currently, the county code limits growth allocation requests to existing or proposed commercial use zone properties. The proposed amendments changes that to existing or proposed non-residential uses, and that's for any growth allocation request. This is separate than the properties in which there are less than 20 acres in size for new IDA. That is, those are restricted to existing commercial. And lastly, Bill 7122 modifies section of the code that governs the criteria for which growth allocation approvals can be rescinded by the operational law for projects that do not require subdivision if required permits and the development does not commence within a required timeline. Those specific timelines and requirements are outlined on page 2 of the signed bill. And with that, I will turn it back over to Chairman Deegan.
Thank you, Jennifer. Do we have any questions for Jen? Well, in that case, I'll recognize the chairman of the program subcommittee, Sue Greer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The program subcommittee concurs with the chairman's determination that the zoning text amendment identified as Anne Arundel County Bill 71-22, which amends Article 18-13-401, 402, and 405 of the Anne Arundel County Code be processed as a refinement to Anne Arundel County's critical area program. Further, the subcommittee finds the proposed changes are consistent with the purposes, policies, and goals of the critical area law and regulations, and recommends the chairman approve Anne Arundel County Bill 71-22 as proposed.
Okay, well, I will accept that recommendation, and that'll be my final decision. Thank you very much, Commissioner Greer. Appreciate it. We did good today. It's what, 1:22, and we're almost done. We have any old business?
We do not have any old business, Chairman Deegan.
And how, I don't see legal on the agenda. Emily, you don't have anybody we're suing or anything? That's, we do have a couple things you've entered into over the last month, but you've let everybody know about them. So
Exactly.
I won't put you on the spot on those variances. Okay, any new business from anybody? That's how to have a happy new year. One thing I would like to mention, you all remember Stuart Cheney came and spoke about the fine work he's done down at Harrington Harbor. The governor is going to award him the Admiral of the Chesapeake next week. I think it's Tuesday. So I do happen to know that. So now you're a little ahead of the game, maybe. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn by Sue Greer.
Oh,
So
wait,
moved.
before we go, I want to
Oh.
say thank you, Commissioner Mangum, for my calendar. I got it in the mail yesterday. It's very
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, this is Commissioner Jacobs. I'd like to also thank Chairman Deegan and Commissioner Magnum for that calendar. It is quite beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Gary has done a fantastic job on that over the years. Oh, you cheated a little bit this year, Gary. They're not all your photos.
That's right. We reached out to somebody that gets that takes great shots, and was really happy to be able to include some of the photos of the ships.
Yeah.
I got a really interesting note from Ben Grumbles. Really interesting note from Ben Grumbles related to the Ever Forward. It was a positive note. It was upbeat, but it was you could tell he had significant involvement, earlier in the year.
Mhm.
I'll say
Anyway.
I especially enjoyed the quotes that were included with those photos too. I thought they were all really good.
Thanks. That's my favorite piece of that puzzle. So we enjoy putting that together and see that, looking ahead. Still a few more years left putting it together.
Nice. And there's calendars for the staff in the office too. So for the staff, hopefully most of the staff has been there since Gary brought those in. Although some days I wonder.
They're there when the time is right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we'll hopefully get back to normal soon, and we'll have staff there every day. So, well, with that, we'll stand adjourned, and let's hope for a very good 2023. Thank you all very much.
Thank
And
you,
it's-
Sharon.
Thank you, Charlie.
Happy
And
New Year,
Happy
everyone.
New Year. Thank
and
you.
it's not
Happy
even
New Year.
1:30 yet. So
Thank
that's
you.
good.
No,
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.